It's December 9th, 2012, and you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I can hear you groaning inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 359 of Mods on Air, bringing you the week in gaming news. As modders, developers, and gamers ourselves, I am foyleman, and also on the show today we have with us Welshy. Hello, Welshy.
Hello.
Yes, looking clearer than we're used to. There you go. We have Ham. You may not see him, but you certainly can hear him now, at least. Hello, Ham.
Hello.
And Stryder with his bacony fresh breath. How you doing, Stryder?
Hello.
So before we begin this show, let me remind you all that this show is recorded before a live audience of which you may be a part. Anyone can listen in and message about the topics as we discuss them. For the topics that are posted, someone will post them, something like that. And finally, for those of you who haven't heard the show before, there may be some explicit language or adult themes, especially when we get on the topic of Windows 8 this morning.
Indeed. My first initial thought is that maybe my microphone is being arrested by some Windows 8 program that's running in the background that I can't see, since everything is a one-screen app now.
It's Windows 8.
Yeah.
Windows 8 is molesting.
It's molesting my hardware.
Yeah. In the most uncomfortable ways. So, I don't know. And as a result, no camera. I've just about had it. I think I might switch back this week.
Took you long enough.
Yeah, downgrade. This is what happens when you patronize companies that you know are doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. You were warned way ahead of time. You had.
Yeah. We all knew this would happen.
We know. That's right.
I didn't want to believe it.
So, everyone, this could be the end of that review. He tried hard. He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's worse luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can talk about some of the stuff this week. What's going on in gaming news, which is really not a lot, but there are some interesting topics here, and I don't even know what the order is because I made no order whatsoever in my list. So I'm
That's
just
going to be
sort
fun
of
for me.
Oh yeah, I'm just sort of winging it. I'm trying here. I'll jump back and forth. We'll start off with some Crysis 3 news. There are some release dates on Crysis 3, as well as some specs to go along with that. So the release on this is supposed to be February 21st and February 19th, depending on where you are in the world. So we'll just call it February 20th. How about that?
Right in the middle there.
Right in the middle is when the Crysis 3 will be out there. Now, if you really can't wait for Crysis 3, which I think I can, there's Far Cry, which is extremely similar in the way it looks, not necessarily in the way it plays, which you can get your hands on right now because that was just released this past week, right? Was it Tuesday or Thursday? I don't remember which day. Somewhere around there.
It was Tuesday for
We'll call it
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
and then I think like Friday for call it Wednesday.
Yeah, so I don't know if any of you guys got a chance to check it out. I think, Welshy said he got a chance to download it.
I downloaded it. I played about the first maybe 30 seconds, and then I was just like, I'm gonna start this again because it took me. I've discovered something with Steam, and it took me ages to figure this out. But if you, or at least I do, if I'm downloading a game, and they release an update while I was downloading it, it won't download that update, but will tell you the game is ready to go.
Oh, and Steam, right?
Yeah. So
that
you
just
run the
recently,
game, and it crashes, and you can't figure out why, and it takes you like 40 minutes to figure out why, and then you think, because I was in there messing about with the program files and everything, so I'm like, all right, I'll just do a verify cache to get all those files back, so I'm back to you. And then it takes like another half an hour to download like 700 meg path.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's why.
I had a similar
happened
thing
to me
happen to me
twice.
last week. Yeah, with Borderlands, I had it happen. It says it's ready to play, or no, it didn't say ready to play. It said something like update available, but there was no like link to do anything other than press play.
That's odd.
Well, how can there be a download yet a play button? So then I press play and it says, okay, downloading. Great.
It's just like, it seems if you're in the middle, it's almost like you're into the server or it connects to their server downloading, and it's like you downloaded this version, and if they update it, you don't switch.
Mhm.
And it doesn't even automatically continue after it's done with the original. It's weird.
I think it should, after you restart Steam, it'll automatically.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get a better review. I did hear from somebody who was playing the game last week. Well, not a lot of it, probably about a half hour of it, and he was really enjoying it. He said it was better than he was expecting, which he had low expectations for.
Yeah, but see, if you set the bar low, you're never going to be disappointed, and that's the whole thing with the gaming industry now. Is nobody is setting the bar high, because the disappointment every time you set the bar. You know, if you don't dig a hole and put the bar in it, when you buy a video game, you're going to be sadly disappointed these days. It's ridiculous.
Well, I guess it's gonna. I don't even know how to respond to that, because you again make such a great point. But well, I mean, I guess you're right. If you go in maybe expecting a brave new world, you may be disappointed. And maybe everybody set their expectations low. Maybe it's actually a good game. I don't know, but I've heard lots of positive things about it so far. I know I'm itching to try it, but not yet. We'll see what Welshy says.
Yeah, I'd like to hold out for a Steam sale, but unfortunately, I don't think one's going to happen this Christmas. I think it's too soon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'll be a New Year's Day Steam sale.
Maybe. Yeah. That I could go for. But Crysis 3, have we really seen any videos or anything going on with Crysis 3? I don't think so. Well, maybe there is a video.
Yeah, not much. There's the little videos here and there, but yeah.
So I don't know what to say about the game. And usually it looks so pretty, and and for that sense, it looks like something you want to buy. But then, don't do the demo, because this is usually the game that you download the demo, start playing it, and it happens to be the beginning of the game. So when you get the game, you're bored as hell because you're replaying the.
Yep. And the demo will almost undoubtedly be the console version. And it comes up, press start to play when you don't have a controller plugged in.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, well, it made me think of that. Not speaking of that. Far Cry 3 has co-op.
It does, yeah.
Ah, right.
So that's going to be a nice little addition. And it's not the same game. It's a different game. What's wrong?
I am not going to buy Far Cry 3 because it has co-op. Because the last game I bought that you guys said, hey, it has co-op, we'll all play this. I'm the only fucking one playing it, because, well, she didn't even buy it.
Oh,
you don't even play it.
No.
No. Guild Wars.
Oh, Guild Wars.
I bought this just so I could play with you, Peck.
I have a funny story about that. I was in Future Shop last night, and I literally walked over, saw it there, stared at it for a few minutes, and just like, $60. I'm just like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. For something that I'm just going to mildly enjoy, I just can't do it.
Now, granted, I am having some relative fun at it. And it's unfortunately, it's one of those games where you sit down to play for 5 minutes and an hour and a half goes by, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And
that's the other reason why I'm watching.
It's
I don't have
one of those
that luxury
games
at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, neither do I, but I still, make that effort.
I'm gonna play Guild Wars. I promise you, I'll get into it.
Yeah, I know. Ham has promised, and you know what? I believe Ham's promises. he could run as a political leader, and people would believe him. He's just got that free bacon for everybody.
I'd vote for whoever offered that.
I'd vote for him. There you go, Senator Ham. President Bacon.
I believe in bacon.
I believe in bacon. The one thing that all of us Americans believe in, we can all get together on, is bacon.
Bacon.
You got your you got your Democrats, and you got your the conservatives, and you got your Tea Party, and you got your Green Party, and now you're going to have a bacon party.
It's the biggest party.
You know what? The bacon party is just going to go on forever. You can't.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a piece of ham. That could be your campaign.
Yes.
Campaign slogan.
We'll start that up. We'll start getting you ready. What do we have? We have 4 years.
Yeah. No Jewish or Muslim votes though. He could go and get. He could get Vatican approved, and really to be kosher, all you got to do is get blessed by a rabbi.
Yeah. I can make that happen.
But hey, hang on a sec, Ham. Ham, were you born in the States?
Yes.
I think that okay. See, because there's apparently an issue where if you're not born in the States, especially if you're born in Hawaii, then,
which was not a state at the time when he was born.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I just recently found out that Hawaii was not a state for very long. It's a relatively new state.
Yeah, like 60 or 70 years.
Yeah, like my mother was born before Hawaii was a state. I'm like, what? You're that old?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, so Crysis 3 has some specs out there. Usually this is a very, very pretty game, and we expect a lot out of it, and the specs aren't that high, so it also has me a little concerned about the quality of the game or how many things are going to pop up in front of you as you're walking through the game.
It runs on an Xbox 360. The specs are going to be pretty low.
Yeah.
Windows 98, minimum requirement.
They don't require Windows 8.
Mouse on a keyboard.
But interestingly enough, it does require a DirectX 11 graphics card, capable graphics card. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that.
It is required. Yeah.
That's
a lot of games that are just moving away from DX9 now. So people with XP, you're not going to be able to play quite a few of these games that are coming out.
But I think what that is that's games are being developed now, and for the more modern DirectX. Microsoft's grip on the Xbox 360 is really, because that's DX9 only. It's past its obsolescence, and the problem is we, as gamers, have been unfortunately spoon-fed shit because everybody was developing for that target Xbox 360 DX9. Mark the end of Call of Duty. As soon as Xbox 720's out, there will be no more Call of Duty because they refuse to update their engine, and they tout this 60 frames per second or whatever it is that you can get on your Xbox 360 that everybody knows and loves. Well, fine if you want to play on a game system that was developed in the 90s and in the late 90s came to light, and it's been floating around ever since. Well, that's 20 years of you're just going to play on the same thing. Imagine what your computer from 20 years ago was good for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, Black Ops 2 is DX11, but it doesn't run doesn't run on DX11 on the Xbox 360, though Morphous. It's been downgraded to DX9. And realistically, it wasn't downgraded. It was the graphics were upgraded to DX11 requirements for a PC because that's what the new Microsoft OS is.
Is it possible
they're pushing everybody
8086 in 20 years ago?
8086?
PC? That's the processor? Or is that the... Or was that old then?
What?
When did the original Myst come out? Wasn't I playing that in 1992? Isn't that 20 years ago?
Hang on.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I just happen to have the Myst box set.
With all the bucks.
This is what happens when you see something nostalgic. It's like, hey, I used to play this. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, now I bought a box I've never opened.
exactly.
Here. I got
Original Myst required 133 megahertz Pentium 2 with 640 by 480. DirectX 6.
DirectX 6. Wow. What year? Any year?
Looking for a year on here. Myst and Riven 93 and 96 and 97.
That was
2000,
it. 93.
2001.
20
So,
years ago.
Yeah. But that's when the development of the Xbox 360 started, because they had the Xbox running then. Xbox 360 came out in the mid to late 90s.
Wait, are you saying that right? You said Xbox 360 came out.
Yeah.
No, not the 360. The Xbox.
Yeah.
It's just called Xbox, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Xbox.
It's all the same crap.
It's all the same thing, just a different case. All right.
I don't know. I think I hope Crisis 3 will look great, but trying to target multiple consoles, sometimes it just leaves a lot of room for disappointment.
I'm left to think that the Crisis 2 game was the one that Welshy saw at Eurogamer and saw the lampposts and stuff popping in front of him.
Well, I had some friends come over and they saw me playing Crisis 2 and they were just sort of amazed. They're like, "This looks nothing like the Xbox version," and so I felt pretty good there. I'm like, "Yes, PC Master Race, get with it." but they were saying it was a totally different game graphically. So maybe this will be the same way.
Well, Microsoft whores. Let's also talk about another whore, Zynga. Zynga is actually applying for a gambling license in Nevada.
Bring on the Facebook poker
Las
games.
Vegas. Yeah, where they can use real money instead of the whatever fake coins or whatever they're doing.
Zynga Casino.
I don't know what the likelihood of them actually winning this bid to do real gambling online, because that'll change a lot of things, won't it? Won't then the internet be overrun by gambling?
It'll just mean that their crap that they bought because Zynga's bought a whole bunch of apps and existing and good apps and pretty much totally destroyed them. And
did they? All right. I didn't know. I don't remember what they've been buying lately. I didn't notice. I guess they're all gambling type apps like poker.
No, because the one that I know that I used to play was Draw Something, and it used to work until Zynga bought it, and then they broke it.
Draw Something,
yeah. I don't think I've ever played a Zynga game.
I don't think I have either. Well, how? I didn't realize it.
Now, Zynga is actually famous for buying companies. Everybody that works at the company they bought gets fired, and then the IP that they purchased turns into a piece of shit because Zynga tries to fix what wasn't broken and breaks it, and then just like, oh, we fucked up, see ya, and they're gone.
Yeah, they are known for fiddling with the game, so to speak, and trying to do something to it. I don't know what. And then then as soon as the people who were playing it start to drop off, they drop off because it starts to suck, then they run. They turn tail and run. And they say, "Oh, the game's going to fail. Let's go on to the next one." I think Zynga was the company that was saying that you have to build 300 or 500 games to make one good one.
What?
Which they haven't made any games. They buy games and destroy them, and that's how they do it. They're cutting their odds by saying, you know what, we're going to make 250 games. We're going to buy 300 companies and kill all them off, so that our odds are now better of succeeding. Because
that sounds like a gambling strategy in itself. Playing, like, building all these games or buying all these companies and saying one of these is bound to stick. Don't worry.
That's the mobile market, and that's really what I think they were originally after. Even Facebook. You know what? Facebook is mostly mobile, isn't it? Wouldn't you say that most of the people that are using Facebook are using it on their phone?
Yeah.
It seems that
Phone
way.
or
Yeah.
iPad or yeah.
Yeah.
Windows 8.
which is going through Windows as we speak, so I consider that mobile.
And if Microsoft had their way, you'd actually be carrying your whole desktop around with you. Like,
I'd rather do that than fucking have a Windows 8
That is
stuffed
what Stryder
down my
does.
throat.
Stryder does carry that desktop around. It weighs about as much.
But are you making fun of my laptop again?
Yes.
17 pounds.
That's
17
all.
inches, 17 pounds.
That's a lot of pounds per inch.
All right.
That's what she said.
Oh boy. Quickly moving on. Actually, that joke goes right along with who we're about to talk about, VGA, video games, Spike's Video Games VGA Awards. Oh my goodness, they are. Don't watch these game awards, and I'm just really.
I did.
You did. You watched it.
I stopped watching it a couple of years ago because it's just god awful. I thought, you know what, I'll sit down and I'll watch it this year, and Christ, literally, I'm putting this out there. That show is what is wrong with the game industry right now. Everything in that award show basically is forecasted to outside media that we're idiots that just like shiny things, and if I trot out celebrities, I will instantly buy their game.
It's targeting console players.
It was
Sparkly,
seriously awful.
It's my wallet.
And it was like the cast of some of the cast of The Walking Dead out there who you could tell just by looking in their eyes that they have no idea what they're doing there. I mean, Samuel Jackson hosted it. Like, how does that happen?
He's done that before, hasn't he? Hasn't he hosted previous
done
ones?
it, but he's done it a few times, and it was just kind of like he walked out, and the first thing he says is like a paraphrased version of the speech from Pulp Fiction. And it's just like,
yeah,
it's just horrible.
And then he turns around and says, "Where's my check?" and leaves.
Yeah,
that's just it.
I think Spike TV's PR department, or whoever they have sort of doing this think tank type stuff, they've sort of said we need to simplify the gaming or gamer profile. We need to just kind of pare it down to the essentials. And somehow what they came up with was that we can effectively advertise to everyone that considers themselves to be a hardcore gamer if we just throw in random cursing words and violence. And that's it.
GTA's success
They
story.
it was weird. They also said, like, used the word nerd, like, so I've never I started counting them, and I got up to like 40, and then I stopped counting.
Oh, good drinking game.
It was literally just like nerd, and then it escalated to like made up words like nerdgasm and nerdage, and they were just making it was like, why do you keep saying that? It's annoying. You know, you like say a word over and over again, and it becomes weird. It's
That's
like
because
it was
they were
literally that.
ad-libbing, probably.
It was just like, what is happening? It was just an awful show. It was terrible.
You mentioned that the cast of The Walking Dead series was on there. Well, they happen to be the winner of Game of the Year.
Well, yeah, but that's the video game. They were the cast of the actual TV show.
Right. That's what I'm
So
saying.
they have literally next to nothing to do with that, other than they happen to be in that same franchise.
So here's the question. Did the game win because they were on the show, or were they on the show because the game won?
Good question. Literally, to be fair, I would say that's the only game there that won something that actually deserved it.
Do you think they also deserve the best game studio of the year?
No, I mean, I tweeted yesterday something like trying to pick the game of the year was kind of trying to like work out who lied to you the least. Because that's what it's come down to. It's literally who literally lied to me the least. Then they should win. I wasn't as disappointed by their game as I was everybody else.
It seems like the show, so to speak, overall was just it was lots of advertisement and lots of trailers, occasionally sort of laced with an award. That's pretty much what it was.
Now, I've got a comment that I have to make here because I'm a little upset right now that both Ham and Welshy found the time to sit there and waste 3 hours of their lives watching this fucking show.
I know where this is going.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I sit here and have to play Guild Wars 2 with Breezy.
Oh, have to.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Let me put this in my defense. In my defense. I was actually looking for the
remote the whole time.
I don't have cable. So I'm on Team Fortress 2's website looking to see who won the little Saxy Film Awards they do, I guess, every year now, to see the best overall video entry, to see who won. And I look and it says the best overall is going to be announced during Spike TV's Video Game Awards. I'm like, oh, that happens to be right now, but I don't have cable. So I'm in a little Steam chat room and somebody's like, here's a link. It's streaming right now on like Kotaku's website. So I'm coding in one window, and in the other, I've got the stream going, and
is that all thanks to Windows 8?
Unfortunately, not.
that was no thanks to Windows 8, actually.
No,
but still, that doesn't excuse the fact that you actually put that effort into it.
Well, once the stream started, it was easy enough to just keep it going while I code it.
I love how you've got like, I just don't care. I was watching it. I had a beer. I sat here and watched it.
Well, the thing was, I was really disappointed because I truly was wanting to see the best overall video for these Team Fortress 2 things, and apparently I missed it. I watched the entire show and it never happened. So I guess
that was not important enough to actually air.
Yeah, it was played during the show, but they didn't televise it.
No, that was a commercial break. Yeah. Well, there's the other catastrophe that's happening on TV as well. I don't know if this was the channel you were watching afterwards instead of playing Guild Wars with Stryder, but G4 TV has been rebranded as the Esquire channel.
Oh, good.
It's not a magazine.
It's a
you are watching.
I don't want to call it a men's magazine, but that's what they call it.
I'd say that's what it is. I swear it is.
What, Esquire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like GQ.
Sort of, yeah.
So, metrosexuals.
Right. That's why I hesitate calling it a men's magazine, but yes, that's what they think it is. That's what the channel's going to turn into. It's going to turn into the metrosexual channel.
Yeah.
There it is.
Because that's what their audience wants.
You have to say Esquire with the accent. Esquire makes.
Holding a glass of wine like this with the hand underneath it. And swill it every now and again.
Swill it, yes. Yes. This wine you can smell. It was crushed by the feet of 13-year-old virgins. They were yes, you can smell that in this wine. And that's why I'm on the cover of Esquire. I don't drink wine very often, but when I do,
because I own the 13-year-old.
Ouch.
Oh, okay. We have.
Moving on.
What's the next topic? Journey.
I was trying not to cross that line, and Welshy's like, "Fuck it."
I have 2 lines.
Here's a game I never heard of. Journey. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. Apparently, this was nominated for a Grammy. Grammys are usually for best music of stuff.
I've heard of the band Journey.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought this may have been about, especially since the title of this was in all caps.
No, it's not. It's an indie game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it got like Journey doing the soundtrack? Because that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That one song over. I know.
The one song.
It looks cool. It's a PlayStation 3 exclusive.
I hate exclusive games.
That's why I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I seen some still pictures.
They've got an interesting. It's got co-op, but there is absolutely no way for you to communicate with each other, unless I guess you use something extra, like Skype or whatever. But in the game, there's nothing. There's no chat. There's no voice animated. There's nothing. You just play, and you have to kind of work together without talking to each other.
Well, Dildozer there says it looks pretty low rent. I gotta say, I thought Limbo was a really good game, and that is pretty much black and white and gray and very two-dimensional, and I thought it was really well done. So I can't say that looking at these this little video and screenshots and how it looks kind of sparse with the detail, that it's a bad game as a result. I didn't get to play it. I don't know what this is like. I mean, this is really today's reading up on it on this topics list is the first I've heard of it.
It looks all right. I'm interested in actually trying it out. At some point, I'll get a PlayStation 3 to try all these exclusives. Though I've got no idea what the game is about or what you're supposed to do. But maybe that's part of the journey.
Yeah, that must be the desert of songs we don't know. And there's not a lot of music going on, but that's what won the Grammy. There must be a specific song in this that won the Grammy, not this background audio.
Sounds like any sort of random ambient, anything I've heard.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that? Did you see the ribbons of death there? That. Watch out for the ribbons of death. They look like big tapeworms.
So keep this in mind, Ham, when you're making your next game. All you have to do is have this ambient stuff, new age, new wave, kind of put you to sleep or meditate to kind of music going on.
That's it. That's all I need.
Yep, and then next thing you know, you'll have a Grammy.
Grammy's in the bag.
Granny's in the bag. All her clothes are falling off here. What's going on in this movie? She's got a flying cape, but all of the clothes fall off when she lands.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pixelated clothing falling off.
I don't know. All right. We got a lot of weird things going on in today's topics list, such as this thing from Pactor.
Oh, just him.
We can just glance through, this to see what he's talking about. But this is Pactor. Happens to be a financial. I don't know if I should call him an expert, but a lot of people do call him an expert. He likes to predict what's going to happen in the gaming industry based on finances.
And he's wrong, almost every time.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't remember what he says. I just like making fun of what he says, and then I don't check up to see if it ever came through.
He's either wrong or he's right, just purely because we kind of already knew what he's saying. Like, for example, there, Call of Duty is a failure and Zynga is a train wreck.
This is what we've been saying, though.
He's really stuck his neck out to get to that point.
You already know.
Yeah, he says Wii U is going to completely fail, that most of the games won't come out next year, and that as soon as the next generation consoles come out, which he says will also be next year, that the Wii U will just drop off the face of the earth. Now, the reason why he says the Call of Duty game is going to be such a failure is because it's going to be on the Wii U. So really, this whole article was pretty much bashing the Wii U.
Sounds like a superhero. Never wrong. He's hindsight man.
Yes, he's hindsight man.
Armed with the power of the obvious.
Because now, I don't know if you guys know that, but the next Call of Duty game is supposed to be launched big time on the Wii U, and the Call of Duty game is supposed to be really big with online communities. Now, how many people do you know that buy Wii U in order to play multiplayer? And that's what his point is.
I think people buying Wii U probably aren't clamoring to get the next Call of Duty game either, though. And so
it is coming out on other platforms, right? I didn't miss something. Okay.
Well, I think it was a PlayStation Vita or whatever the hell they're called,
Yeah,
the little
that's
handheld
it.
gigs. I saw a commercial for what it looked like they were playing Call of Duty on it, and they're jumping around like fucking morons in real life playing this game, and I'm like, I just can't wait until natural selection starts taking and getting rid of some of these people. You jump to dodge someone you're playing online in real life, and you jump in front of a bus. How'd he die? I don't know, but I got the kill for it. I got an assist.
Yeah, I'm not overly interested in these handheld game systems. I don't know what it is.
I was in a
funny.
store, and I happened to play the little 3DS thing, and Mario was on it, and for what it was, I thought it was pretty cool. Like at that moment, I was enjoying playing for 5 minutes this Mario game in some sort of
Sticker
Suedo
Mario,
3D.
whatever it's called.
No,
Sticker
no, it's like not the 2D one. It was like 3D. It was like Mario Galaxy, but not. It was Mario Land 3D or something. I don't know what it's called. It was cool, but the price is just way out of it. I'm not going to pay $300 for a little handheld console that I don't know when I'm going to play it. It was cool to play it in Walmart for 5 minutes, but not $300 cool.
Mhm.
And they seem cool, not worth the money.
I think the last handheld I really enjoyed was a
Careful.
Sega. The Sega one.
The
Yes.
Game Gear.
The game.
There's
yeah.
a couple lines I could cross, but I'm not. I'm just gonna keep
Yep.
it clean.
Yeah.
I do like that though. Gee, hindsight, man, that building's on fire. You're right, kid. They should have called the fire department.
Did you hear also about Black Ops 2? How they're saying that they sold 1 billion copies in 15 days?
$1 billion, yes.
$1 billion
Now,
worth. Okay. Well,
I got that email from Activision's hype whores, and I just refused to post it because it's all, again, at the bottom of it, all based on internal estimates. And again, it's not sales to end users. That's distributed units. So those have gone out to GameStops, to Walmarts, and all those other places where they've still got crates of them sitting on their fucking shelves in warehouses, waiting to get
those
returned
numbers
to
don't
the
account for the people that actually bought it and are still playing it. Because just because you sold the game doesn't mean people like it.
Yeah. You watch after the Christmas break, there's going to be during the Christmas break, there's going to be a spike in online and a drop in sales. Because they've already, right now is Christmas season. So it released in November. So you've got this plateau that you have to say this is your baseline, because here's where we set at. This is where we launched at. This is our plateau. Christmas season, so you're going to see an upward trend. And then right after that, you're going to see a huge decline. And you're going to see a rise in people actually online playing it. However, January, February time, by the end of February, you're going to see a huge drop in online, concurrent online people accessing it. And you're going to see more releases about Black Ops 2 being, trying to regenerate hype for a game that was dead when it launched. It's just gonna... It's what we already know. They suck.
Well, I think they'll probably their little DLC release schedule is just so that as people decline, they introduce something else.
But it's not working. They tried to do that with the last one, with Modern Warfare, whatever it was, 6,
8, I think.
8, Modern Warfare 8. I don't. I'm looking to see where I stopped buying like it matters, because I stopped buying before any of that shit. But yeah, they tried injecting this DLC to boost it. People aren't seeing the value out of it. You're going to give me like this Black Ops 2 that came out. If you pre-ordered it, you got exclusive access to 2 maps, which was the same map.
I just remember
which was
about that.
actually this. It's the same map, just a zombie version and a non-zombie version. And you end up, and they're like, "Oh, it's this new map." It's the same fucking map. They didn't do anything to it. It's the kill box map.
Speaking of those the pre-order maps, there, one of them was the Nuketown one, wasn't it? That got pulled from the game as a kind of like they put it on every server. It was Nuketown all the time, and then they like blew it up in a nuclear explosion or something, and then that map was gone. They took it out of the game completely
because it had a picture in it of.
And
go ahead.
All right.
Oh, actually, I didn't know the reason. I just assumed they took it out because they took it out.
Yeah, no, it had a picture that was offensive to some religion or other. I believe it was a Middle Eastern religion, anyway. You weren't allowed to have a picture of Allah or something. I can't remember exactly what the gig was, but there was something in a picture, and you had to actually like take a screenshot and then zoom into the screenshot to see what this texture actually was. And it was something that was deemed offensive, and there was a public outcry, so they had to pull it all out, and they're trying to repatch it.
They put it back in. They pulled it, and a ton of people complained because it was part of the pre-order. You know, it's like I purchased this game to get this, and now I don't have it. And I believe they put it back in about 3 days later.
It's weird.
I'm sorry, I found the article for that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the explanation of all the hype and what's going on. Okay, Intel. Last week, wasn't it last week that we talked about how Intel was going to start making these solder onboard processors, which meant that the ability for you to turn around and make these upgrades to your computers was going to be a lot more difficult. Well, we also, if you pay attention to the show, I think it was Stryder that came in and also pointed out the fact that that's probably a pretty good idea, in that anybody can make these motherboards and solder the processor on there, and then you're still getting the customizable motherboards, but you're getting a processor that's going to run a little faster, smoother, and be compatible with that motherboard, whether you like it or not. So there is a benefit in there. But Intel had to come back and do some damage control and let you know that no, hey, hold on, we're still doing socketed CPUs, where that you can go out and buy a CPU and motherboard separate and put the two together. Don't worry about that. This just happens to be one iteration that we plan on doing where it's going to be soldered on.
Yeah, but we discussed that. That was part of their original statement, was they were still going to support the sockets.
No, that was not part of the statement. That was an assumption. That was a rumor.
Okay. I thought that was.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look at Intel listening to our shows and saying, you know what, that's actually a pretty good idea. We should do that. So there you go, world. Once again, you've been saved by MODSonair.
Never forget.
All right. No, that's right. Okay, now this is one of the times that I wish I had the money, the power, and the balls to go out and tell a community whatever I feel like saying, such as Sony having such an ability, which I cannot find a picture of this. Smedley, huh? Okay, there it is. So John Smedley, who happens to be some big guy over at Sony Online Entertainment, working, and there was this thing going on PlanetSide 2, where they find a couple cheaters here and there. Well, they found one cheater, and they're like, guess what? We just banned all 3 of your accounts. Goodbye, you scumbag. Finally, find yourself a new hobby and get good at a game. He's out there. You know what? We all want to be able to turn around and call somebody who's being an idiot a scumbag. But big companies really shouldn't be doing that because it can come around and bite you in the ass. But if you're Sony, apparently you can. And so on one hand, I'm like, good for you for having the balls and the ability to go out there and say it, because we all want to do it. But we'll see what this turns into later.
Yeah, so Sonny goes around calling out players and calling them scumbags publicly.
Yep.
Is this the final graphic? Why, yes it is. Except change this.
Has anybody else played PlanetSide 2 yet?
No.
No, just you. Just you and Rift, as new.
It's my first experience with it. It was very confusing. You just kind of get dropped right in the middle of nowhere, and then you're kind of told. I'm not even sure if you're told to run anywhere. You just kind of happen to run into just like there's a building nearby.
Follow the sheep.
Yeah, and
it's like Zork. You get dropped in the middle of nowhere beside this mailbox. What the fuck?
I've had only 2 sessions with it so far, and it's kind of weird because either there's something I'm not getting just yet, or it really just doesn't have any direction. You just kind of, I don't know, naturally congregate in certain areas. It just, let's say they do have actual directions, like there are dynamic objectives and things like that. If that is the case, it's not spelled out clearly enough because I've got no idea what I'm doing in the game. I'm just like shooting people who don't have a little triangle over their head saying that they're friendly.
See, now gamers, game developers, Ham is one of the most intelligent people I know. And if he can't figure out what the fuck he's supposed to do, I'm not going to buy that game because I won't have a hope in hell. It'll be like me dropping into War Z and just getting killed for no reason by somebody that's on my team. So, drop you in a forest. There is nothing nearby. You have no weapon. Okay? And this is supposed to be about zombies. Okay. There is a star on your map. So, being a gamer, you assume that's your objective. However, that's just not the case. The star you cannot get to. However hard you try and get towards that star, you will just get dead by zombies or by other people that think you're a zombie, or they're just retards shooting everything that moves anyways because they don't quite get the game. So,
like you.
like me. Except, you know what? I'm not going to shoot everything that moves. People that play Call of Duty should not play War Z because they don't get it. People that play Call of Duty shouldn't play Arma. They don't get it. People that play Call of Duty should not play Battlefield. They don't get it. People that play Call of Duty want to just see something and shoot it. And that's it. There's no team play because team play doesn't have to exist. And people that play Call of Duty should not reproduce. There you go. No, but give people a little bit of indication of what they're supposed to do. You don't have to spoon feed them the entire game. But really, no, if you play Call of Duty, you should be sterilized. Yes. You should be able to either figure out relatively easily what you're supposed to do, or throw a hint up and say, you know what? Go that way. And okay, I'll go that way, and shit can happen as I go that way, and I can figure it out from there. But yeah.
Ham, what made you buy it?
PlanetSide 2?
Yeah.
Guilt
Wars or PlanetSide 2?
PlanetSide
no,
2.
Guilt.
What made you buy that? Yeah.
PlanetSide 2 is free.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's why I asked him.
No, he bought Rift. He bought Rift and got conned into a 1-month subscription. So that's why he's not playing Guild Wars 2, because he's busy trying to use up his 1-month subscription before he
count.
He hates himself for spending that much money on it. Which I'm pretty sure he does right now. He just, I like Rift. He'll have that remorse afterwards.
Rift is nice. I like it. It's.
I'm not falling for your trap. Nice try. I'm not buying Rift either.
Another thing for Ham to try out. Did you hook up your living room piece television to a computer and check out the new? What is Valve calling it? Streaming to your TV.
Picture mode.
Big picture mode. Huh? That was released.
I've not tried it on a TV yet, but on the computer, you can just kind of launch the UI.
I tried it just on the thing there.
Yep, it's official. And they also, along with that, this week mentioned something about how Gabe Newell from Valve Software expects that living room PCs will be a big deal coming real soon, as opposed to just having the console under your TV. You'll also end up with PCs under your TV. I don't know.
I like the idea of being able to have like a desktop, say, in here, and I can throw something up on my TV in the other room.
Yeah.
I don't want to game on it though.
But isn't that what Microsoft's? What the hell was that thing that they had where you could?
Yeah, you could
have
do that. I mean, you can kind of already do
media center.
Yeah,
you could media center everything together, and then they broke it.
It was broken from day one.
Oh. Oh, that's right. You were a big fan of that, sort of.
I tried, and then it wasn't working, and then one day it worked, and then it never worked again, and I unplugged it.
and Microsoft, oh shit, we gave it to Zynga. We're out of here.
What media? We never had a media center. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Zynga Media Center.
It's funny that Newell says that because I planned for my next PC. I'm planning on it to be a PC that I can stick underneath the TV. I'm looking for smaller size parts and things.
I did this over 5 years ago. I had the PC under the TV, recording my television shows and doing whatever I wanted underneath of that. That's kind of what Stryder was talking about. I hooked it up to the PC as well. I don't think that what Gabe Newell here is talking about is what you are thinking about. I don't think he's saying that people are going to go out there and start buying desktop PCs, that kind of power, and putting it under their television. I think what could happen, I don't know if that's actually going to happen, is people are going to go out there and buy these computer-esque like devices that happen to be able to stream TV from the internet, and it just so happens to also have computer-like functionality, like Google TV or Roku or one of those kind of things.
If you try the big picture mode, it's definitely orientated to kind of, they want you to use a controller with it. They want you to it's designed as a console layout. It's pretty, it's that like sidebar, and you scroll up and down and left and right, and you can go through games and stuff. So they do want you to play games on it. It's just they want you to play it as if it's a console, but your PC may be in a different room or is by next to it.
So they want you to have a PC operating Windows 8 so you can virtually operate. Seriously, you can sit in front of your big ass thing with your Kinect there and your Windows 8 powered things plugged into it. You can just virtually do everything on this giant TV in front of you.
You say that jokingly, but that's exactly what it is, because these people will not get over this the stigma that that these PCs are always failing and always have to be upgraded and always need all this work. So no one's going to go out there and build their own PC to do this, except for the hardcore like us who actually have brains in our heads. It's going to be these Dell machines, or these machines that turn around and end up like, oh, we bought a whatever, and and one day, they're all going to have some sort of Windows 8 issue, and everything's going to fail, and then it's going to turn into this big problem. But that's.
But see, that's consoles. That is their selling point. That's how they sucker in the silly people or the uninformed people. Is they try and rationalize their simplicity. And in fact, their oversimplicity by overcomplicating the other side of the coin. Oh, you have all these moving parts inside of your PC. Well, you have all those same moving parts inside your console. You just can't fucking see them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's the other thing of like I have back in the UK. I have one of my computer monitors is a TV. I watch TV on it. I would switch between them. It's exactly like saying, oh. Yeah, now you can, play PC games on your TV. It's just kind of like, well, I already was.
Yep.
For me, I imagine that I'll have this sort of small case. It'll sort of fit unobtrusively underneath the TV. I'll have a wireless keyboard and mouse and a Xbox controller sort of next to the coffee table or something, and I'll always leave it on. It'll always be on, so I just switch sort of the input on the TV, and there's my library, and I can start to play some games. That's what I envision and what I want.
We'll see how it works.
Welshy's got an EEPC that he can probably tell you.
Don't be hating on the EPC. That thing makes a great doorstop.
Silverstone.
Yeah, that's where I
was thinking because I've got my laptop here and I bought a monitor which is right here. I was thinking of getting the EPC out and putting it here and then like cabling it up, so I got 3 completely different size screens and it'd be really weird and confusing.
Because that's what you should do. You should.
Yeah.
Actually, what you could do is set that in the middle. Is so you got these two. You could
Tip screens.
you could have it like all these different monitors at different sizes. You could do this awesome photo collage on your wall.
It's very tempting to just strip that PC down and take the screen out of it.
High definition wristwatches are the next big thing.
Calling it now.
Yeah, calling it now. That you can game on. You play. Because
you joke, right? Because
why wouldn't you want to?
That's about to happen.
Yeah, why wouldn't you want
to?
I ordered one on Kickstarter.
Pebble or whatever it's called.
The Pebble, yeah. It connects right to your phone so that you can actually have apps that work between your phone and your watch. It just seemed
you seriously have a problem.
I
can't help it.
You sent money to it? I don't know. I felt like there was. I don't know. I guess the benefit is supposed to be that you can look at your wristwatch without bringing out your phone out of your pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's like
because that's such a difficult task.
Yeah,
it's you know what? You got your phone in your pocket. You got Bluetooth to your watch now, and when your phone rings, you can just go, yeah, hello, yeah, no,
yep,
yeah, no, I'll pick up eggs. Yeah, all right, cheers, bye.
To me, it made sense. As somebody who likes to work out and doesn't like to carry their phone on them while they're working out, would rather have it next to them.
To me, it just sounds like those wristwatches that used to be able to control TVs with. Do you remember those?
I kind of remember those. I never had one.
There was
big remote control with the Velcro strap so that you never lose the remote again.
I think I may have been caught.
That commercial writes itself.
Seriously, there was a watch, a regular size watch that looked kind of like a Casio one, and had like the LCD, the LED. You could change TV channels with it.
You know what? You guys all laugh at that wristwatch Velcro strap remote thing, but I bet you dimes to dollars that would sell on an infomercial in the States. There would be large people in Louisiana thinking, "I'm gonna get me one of them." But wait, there's more because we can't do this all day. Order yours today, and we get 2.
One for each arm.
One for each arm. Because you got TVs in more than one room.
Are you a lefty? Get the left-handed edition. Yeah.
I'm Crazy Jim, and I'll be here all week selling these. Due to a pricing error, I've got millions of them. Look at them, the boxes, they're everywhere. I
Crazy Wayne, our inflatable arm guy.
Pricing error, yeah. You ordered how many?
Yeah.
Just pay separate shipping and handling, Dildozer.
All right, that's our ridiculous lineup of topics. If you have any complaints, send it to mailbag@modsonair.com.
I laugh how Vince sticks his nuts in that slap chop. He's like, "Oh, you'll love my nuts. Stick them in the slap chop." Well, have fun with that, buddy.
It's only one take for that commercial. All right. What else? Oh yeah, Ham said he's probably going to GDC.
Yeah.
In March, right?
Yes, I am planning to be there with my portfolio of work. I'm going to try to get a job, guys. We'll see how it works out.
Awesome. Okay.
But you're an independent developer. You can't have a job.
You're right.
Anybody else out there going? Anybody else in the audience going? Let us know. You know what? Maybe we'll do a whole expose on this thing. We'll talk about what we think we should do. We'll talk about what we did. And we'll talk about what we found out in hindsight.
Are you going there as an attendee foil, or are you going there as a exhibitor?
Yep, I'll have a booth.
Boop.
I did last year. I will again this year.
So you're going to have absolutely zero fun.
Yeah. No, it won't be zero fun. But my feet will hurt at the end of the weekend from standing there all day.
Get yourself one of those easy recliners, and set yourself up an IV pole. Put in a heroin drip and enjoy the show.
That is in the end of March, I think, is when this happens. Near the end.
Yeah, 26th, I believe.
Yeah.
26th, 29th.
San Francisco. Right.
Oh, great! I thought it was gonna be in Seattle, so even better. Can go back to San Francisco.
Seattle is PAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather do Seattle. It's more fun. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up? What's up, man?
The last
Next
thing I
week,
think is
there's 2 shopping weekends left until Christmas, and this is one of them.
Yep. And for those of you who don't know, Stryder is done shopping. He likes rubbing it in your face.
What?
See? Way to take
I am not commenting on that one.
Wow.
Innocuous comment and make it creepy, right? There you go. Still got more shopping to do.
yes. So
What else,
I-
Ham? Ham had something to say.
Well, I think have all of us here played Assassin's Creed 3 at this point? A little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I didn't play any.
I think
Oh,
you're the
yeah.
only person that did that.
Yeah, I didn't play it. We did get some codes,
He's-
so you guys.
he's
I don't know if
playing
you
a
guys wanted to
different
talk
game.
about it. Did you guys talk? Did you guys want to talk about that? What's going on with Assassin's Creed 3, or you want to give it more time?
Should we do that for next week's review?
Sure.
Have a
Yeah.
review.
The
Okay.
game's not out by then, right?
It's
It's been out for like 2
Out?
weeks already.
yeah, it's out. It's already out.
All right, it's already out. So no rush.
Because I actually bought it and then got that email like 3 days later and was a little bit pissed off.
I wasn't
That's when
pissed
they
off.
sent it to me. So yeah.
Yeah. The nice guys at NVIDIA gave us a couple review copies. So.
It would have been really cool if they would have gave us the
Give us the cards.
The answer.
The 680s, yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately the 600 series is the only one that has the TXAA and drivers available.
All right. Anything else, anybody?
No.
Yeah. No. Okay. Then I'll wrap things up. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the closer. I have 2 options for the closer, so we'll discuss it at the closing time. In the
And
meantime,
Dildozer. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I just wanted to say, Dildozer. I missed the day that Abraham Lincoln killed vampires. So, in
that
history,
happened. We all know that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a movie about it. It must be true.
That's right.
Tell you what, that's the
Yeah.
second time. That is the second time that Abraham Lincoln has just been killed in a theater.
This year? This year, probably.
It would have been. You should have said died in the theater. It would have been better.
It was that movie was absolutely.
I still haven't seen it.
You know what? If you ever want to not get an hour and a half of your life back, because there was absolutely
If you've got an hour,
nothing
you don't
about
need.
that- There was nothing about that movie that was worth watching. It was. I can't even express how unworthy that movie was to waste film on. It was horrible.
Wow.
Okay, so there you go, reviews. All right, I'm going to say thanks to our host for taking the time out to chat today. Thank you very much, Welshy, for joining us today.
No problem. Nothing crashed or died, which is always nice.
Yeah, that's right. Big deal. Okay, Ham, thank you very much for joining us. He had the opposite.
Yeah. the opposite.
Everything crashed and died for him.
Thank you, though.
And Stryder, thank you very much for joining us today.
Hey, Windows 8.
Ain't it great?
That's it.
Finally.
It crashed after that.
Finally, I want to thank you, the fans of MODSonair.com and the subscribing members of MODSonline.com, because it is you who make this show possible. Until next week, go play some games and have some fun. Tell us about it. Bye.
Thanks for watching this week, and come back next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern when we will broadcast another live show on Livestream. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@modsonair.com, and please consider subscribing to modsonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners.
So, now I told you I had a couple things to show. None of them were well enough planned, so I'm going to show you this one. Apparently...
So it was quite hard choosing.
Let's turn down the volume on that. In New Zealand, instead of the zombie apocalypse, we will have the dog apocalypse, where they are teaching dogs to drive cars.
I saw this.
Literally, to drive cars.
This
Yeah,
is
but
so
if you
reminiscent of Toonses. Toonses,
If
the
you
driving
know-
cat.
If you notice, none of them steer. They all just drive forward.
We were really excited by the
Which is
idea
probably better than
of
any North
enemies
American I've
snuck
seen
into
so far,
the
but you know.
See, this is what you need. A dog who
Teach-
wants
The
to
junior
go out for a ride. He
we've
gets in.
gone
He
on
knows how to
teaching
switch
these
gears,
animals just
but
to
it falls on the
think
steering
incredible.
wheel. Go.
Teach a dog
That's
to
gonna
drive.
just start a
You
whole
still got
spate of, like-
retards sitting-
Get into a real car, it's going to be tough.
It's just gonna
Who
start
thought
a
this
whole
was a
spate
great
of like
idea?
cars being stolen by dogs. Come back with my car!